Good afternoon. I'm on site here at Embedded World 2023, and joining me today is Sasha Wolloch, President, Raltron. We're going to be talking about Raltron's global solution for frequency management. Sasha, great to have you here with us today.
Same here, thank you very much.
Perhaps you could start us off by giving a brief introduction to yourself.
Okay, I am the president of Raltron in Miami, Florida. I am an electronics engineer by trade. Previous to starting Raltron in 1983, I worked for the ITT Components Group for several years after graduating from electronic engineering school.
Okay, excellent. And could you also tell us about Raltron?
Okay, so Raltron is a frequency components manufacturer. Frequency components, generally speaking, are components based on the piezoelectric effect. There are crystal resonators and some ceramic resonators, as well as a number of oscillators using quartz crystals inside, oscillators of various classes of stability or precision. To that, more recently, responding to the solicitations of the wireless standards for IoT applications, we have added to our portfolio filters, SAW filters, ceramic filters, low temperature confined ceramic balloon, diplexer, duplexers, and a relatively complete line of antennas. Raltron is based in Florida. We've been based there since 1983. In Miami, we have corporate headquarters. We have marketing and sales activities, as well as technical support. We have an applications engineering team. And separately, we have R&D and manufacturing activities for precision oscillators. Things like Stratum 3 TCXO, OCXOs, VCOs, etc. We also have operations in Asia, where we manufacture simple crystal resonators and clock oscillators. We sell our products globally. The products are sold through, let's say, traditional network of reps and distributors in the Americas and Europe and the Middle East. In Asia, where we're primarily pursuing at this point fulfillment for our North American and European customers. We have our own direct sales offices, a major office in Shenzhen, China, additional offices in Taiwan, Singapore, and India, as well as a hub in Hong Kong, from where we ship the products we make in Asia globally.
Okay, well, I know Raltron is a complete solution supplier, so I was wondering what demands are you seeing coming from the market?
Well, when we say a complete solution, and that's indeed one of the ways we are presenting ourselves to the market, we are talking about, let's say, a one-stop shopping approach we're taking to the frequency components commodity. So if you take a look at our portfolio, we start with very simple, basic crystal resonators in the megahertz frequency spectrum and 32.768 tuning fork crystals. These are widespread, used throughout all market segments, as well as clock oscillators. These, again, the products that I used pretty much in every kind of application, because digital ICs always need next to them a component to keep the frequency stable. Beyond that, we have over time gradually added to our portfolio precision oscillators. So we started first with VCXOs, voltage controlled crystal oscillators, followed by TCXOs, temperature compensated crystal oscillators, and after that OCXOs, oven controlled crystal oscillators, as well as some microwave components or for the gigahertz frequency range, VCOs, voltage controlled oscillators, and PLLs, including a VCO. So all these high-end precision oscillators, we design and manufacture in Florida and Miami.
Okay, great. With the market growing so rapidly, I was wondering if you could tell us what reasons you think are behind that?
The rapid change of the market demands, you mean?
Yes.
Well, you know, we are in an industry that is evolving very quickly. Obviously, the type of products that we sell in general are accompanying semiconductors. So it is certainly the semiconductor industry that is the driver.
Yeah.
And there is always a need for higher frequencies. You know, the systems are operating faster, so there is need for higher frequency crystals to accompany these ICs that fulfill the functions. As well as there is a constant need for smaller components. So that also is presenting challenges to frequency components manufacturers, because there's always some compromises that have to be realized between the physics of the crystal and the increasingly reduced size of the packages in which the crystals have to be produced. Beyond that, as I said, we also have an IoT portion to our portfolio. Obviously, the world is going more and more wireless. There are a constant stream of new wireless applications which are brought to the market. Some of them continue to use similar frequency components as the more mature applications. Some of them request new frequencies or tighter specifications. So that also is a driving element toward change. We also have, besides the frequency components in our portfolio, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, a complete family of antennas that go with wireless applications. And so, okay, that is a completely different type of product, a different technology, a different way of not only developing the product, but trying to perfectly match the specification of our product, the antenna, with the potential customer's application. So this is a completely different approach and additional challenges.
Okay, well, speaking about your products and portfolio, I understand that you're actively pursuing leading edge crystals and oscillator technologies. What are the needs to your customers?
Again, for simple, what we call low-end products, which are crystal resonators used in connection with digital ICs, with commercially available off-the-shelf ICs, with ASICs, with PLLs, etc. In general, the driving factor is the increased frequency. So we need to constantly offer higher frequencies. Another very important factor that is a challenge is the fact that the world is going more and more battery operated, including all these wireless standards. So that is essentially dictating crystal parameters that are different from crystals used 15 years ago on boards that were essentially line powered. One example for that would be the most crystals that are being used today are used at values of load capacitance that are much lower than the same crystal, same frequency that was used 10 years ago. using a crystal with lower load capacitance has power savings advantages, and that's why the industry is going in this way.
Okay, right. Well, we talked about how the market was changing and why that is. Now, maybe your customers, do you see the needs of your customers changing in the future?
The need of our customers?
Yes.
Of course. The two things go hand in hand. The customers' needs are essentially dictated by new applications that they are bringing to market. So the same general parameters: higher frequency, smaller size, lesser power consumption because of battery operated, and so on, are the driving elements for the customers.
And I understand because you're a complete solution supplier, I was just wondering what this, what technical support this translates to for your customers.
Okay, so this is a very important point. We are, with a certain amount of pride, seeing ourselves as competent technically for the products that we are designing, producing, selling. We have today two applications engineering teams with several engineers in each, one in Miami, Florida at our headquarters, from where we're serving the Americas and also the European market. And we have a similar applications engineering team in Shenzhen, from where we are serving China and some of the rest of the Asian countries. The two teams are provided with state-of-the-art equipment. For example, crystal impedance meters, Saunders 250B, which are the standard in the crystal industry. With that, we can measure our crystals. And also with this type of equipment and some additional instruments, we are providing constantly and on an increased basis oscillator circuit optimization services for our customers. Okay. Often the customer is unsure about the design of the circuit, oscillator circuit that they have produced, and they look at us as hopefully a little bit more competent for the specific theme. So we work hand in hand with the customers. Often we receive boards from our customers and we analyze the specification of the crystal component on the board. We make measurements for the rest of the oscillator circuit on the board. And then we calculate what is called the circuit margin. And based on the value that we determine, we make, in some cases, recommendations for modification, either of the crystal spec or of certain other component values on the board around the crystal, so that finally that oscillator circuit would be optimized, meaning it would start under any kind of extreme conditions, both low and high power supply voltages and low and high extremes of the temperature range.
Okay, fascinating. I know you offer products in a wide range of applications and industries, so I was just wondering which applications are you seeing the most demand from?
Today?
Yes.
Well, this is a little bit of a complicated question, but essentially we are seeing a lot of interest from the IoT type applications. We are a little bit newer in this field, and we are pursuing it quite aggressively, and the market is responding with interest to our efforts. We also are spending a lot of time and effort, and we made serious capital investments in growing our R&D and manufacturing activities for precision oscillators in Florida and Miami. We are also, interested in responding to the onshoring pressures from the market. So we have responded to that, in particular in the area of OCXOs and Stratum 3 TCXOs, which we are at this point on a fairly large basis trying to increase, trying to enhance. And we are, this type of effort is well received by the customers.
Okay, so you've mentioned your focus on IoT and investment into precision oscillators. I was wondering, what else does the future hold for Raltron?
Well, again, we are certainly on a growth trajectory. We have, not only because of the products that we have and we have continuously introduced, but also because of improvements in our sales networks and participation to, let's say, more participation to trade shows, advertising with specific media, the addition to Digi-Key as main distribution channel for our products. We have engaged with Digi-Key about 3 years ago, and this is, helping us a lot to grow. So all these things together are putting us on a accelerated growth trajectory, and we hope that this will continue. Right now, the market is a little bit soft after, the interesting phenomena that happened in the last couple of years, the shortages, maybe a little bit exaggerated purchases because of concerns of supply chain for many of the customers. Once this inventory that is currently concerning a lot of people, once this inventory is absorbed, we expect the market to continue to rebound and continue the growth, and we want to be there to participate.
Okay, excellent. You touched on your partnership with Digi-Key and how it's helping your future plans. I was wondering, what benefits does your partnership with Digi-Key bring to your end users?
Okay, so several things. First of all, we are very happy about our engagement with Digi-Key. This has been growing. The sales generated through Digi-Key have been growing year after year, and we are on a trajectory where we think that we're going to hopefully double the sales for Digi-Key in the next year to two. What this brings to our customers is an availability of the most salient, the most interesting parts through the Digi-Key channel, which is providing almost instant gratification. And that also is helping us gain new sockets, gain visibility in the market. So we think that this is a very positive development for us. So we want to continue.
Well, excellent. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.